I apologize if the audio of this video is not the best, but I forgot my microphone. It took me forever to be able to film today. So let's just get started.
I was good on my own, that's the way it was. That's the way it was. You was good on the low for a faded fuck. On some faded love.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dani Wise, and if you don't know me or you have no idea why the fuck I'm speaking in English, well, here's why. Today I'm finally bringing you another storytime video, and this story happened in the US at a program which companies I won't name for privacy reasons, but every single one of my friends from the US has requested for me to film this video, but I'm finally spilling the tea about what happened at a program a year ago. So me and some friends from Monterrey, we drove to the US to attend this program. Normally the program is hosted at a big hotel that has a convention center, but this year the convention center was a building on itself, and it had two different hotels pretty close to it. It was like a 5-minute walk. One of the hotels was for the girls to stay at, and the other one was for the boys. At this program I was attending as a participant, which meant that I paid full price to attend this program. Some of my friends that we've staffed before together, they paid either half of the program and staff part-time, or they were able to go for free, but they had to staff the program. So keep in mind that I was not there to work, I was just there to be a participant of the program. So this year what happened was that the kids that were already attending university, we were basically the counselors for all the rest of the participants at the program. So I had like my little group of different types of participants from like different programs, and I was basically the counselor. The program for the entire weekend went out very smoothly. I loved my team, I was having a great time, like the program was awesome. And during these days I was kind of flirting with this guy. Of course I was. Let's just call this guy Victor. So me and Victor, we met there, we talked about like past programs that we've done with the company, and we were kind of vibing each other for the weekend. And then the last day we were like definitely flirty with each other, but like we're just having a good time, like talking about life, whatever. The last day of the program, at night there is a dance after the awards ceremony where everyone has fun, they dance, whatever. There's like a lot of different types of music, Latin music, hip-hop, whatever. Normally what I do is I always stay at the dance, I dance with my friends, I have a good time, and then I go to bed, and that's it. Other years at this program, since it's not like an entire summer program, it's just for a weekend, and we're all staying at a hotel, everyone fucking parties and meet at each other's rooms. Like there's always a party, and I'm never invited to any of those, because back in the day I was called Virgin Mary Wise. I was like the good girl of the program, and I was not interested in attending any of those parties. And there's definitely some crazy shit that has happened at other programs, but this year, of course, I got involved. So me, Victor, and two other of my friends that were alums, we go to this bar that was like so close to the convention center. We started drinks, we started to get drunk, like I'm having such a good time. And then by the end that we were leaving the bar, we were all going to this party where the entire staff was there. One of the staff members lived like really close by, so everyone just drove to his apartment and started drinking, started partying. So I get to this party, I keep drinking, we were playing beer pong, I had such a good time. Like for some time I lost track of where Victor was, but like I was hanging out with my friends, especially because I don't get to see these friends that often. Every time I see them, it's at one of these programs, so I never get the opportunity to actually like hang out with them. So this apartment was really tiny, and at one point some of my friends, we go upstairs and they all started like rolling a joint. I was like, oh, no thanks, because at my school we get drug tested. All of my friends in the US are like, what the fuck, do they do that? Like that's illegal. At least that's illegal in the US. But in like my university in Monterrey, you can be randomly chosen to take a drug test, and if you are like positive, you'll get expelled. So I was like, no thanks, I really don't want to get expelled. So I just kept hanging out with them. Like everyone was smoking weed. I was still like feeling kind of dizzy, so I was like, I'm just gonna go backstairs. And by the time that I get downstairs, everyone is fucking smoking weed, and I'm just like, holy shit. The entire apartment was a hot box. Like I had no control over myself. Like 10 minutes later, I was feeling myself getting high. So I started like to be paranoid, because what the fuck, like I couldn't control like getting high, like everyone was smoking around me, like I seriously got a bit paranoid, also because I was drunk and I knew that I couldn't smoke weed at that time, so I was like, oh shit, like what do I do? So I found Victor and I'm like, dude, please take me back to the hotel, like I can't be here anymore, like I don't feel safe, I just want to go home. And he kind of stopped drinking, so we were like, okay, yeah, like let's go back to the hotel. Since I drove from Monterrey to the US, I had my car there with me, but my friend that drove with me to the US drove to that party, so my car was there, so I just took the keys and I was about to leave. And then my friend from Monterrey, he's like, no way, Daniela, like there's no way you're leaving with this guy, like he's drunk, you're drunk, like you're not gonna get pulled over, like that's too dangerous. So he offers to drive us back to the hotel, and then two of my other friends like ended up coming with us as well. So as we're driving back to the hotel, I call one of my roommates and I tell her like, dude, I don't have my room key, can you please take one of my shoes and jam it in the door, so when I get there I don't need to like knock on the door and wake you up. And she's like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. And I'm like, okay, awesome. So once we get to the hotel, we enter like through the back door that went directly to the elevators, and that's when everything went to hell. So we get into the hotel, we were about to like go into the elevator, and three chaperones from Panama, because there were a lot of students from Panama attending this event, they're like, hey, have you seen this girl? And they show us a picture on the phone, and we were like, oh shit, like we're still like high, drunk, whatever, what do we do? And then we see the picture and we're both like, no, sorry, we haven't seen this girl, like there's nothing we can do. So we just take the elevator and go up to my room. At that point, the responsible thing that we should have done was like to tell someone, like director or a staff member, that there were these chaperones looking for a girl. But we were like still drunk and we were like, no, we just need to sleep and pass out and like sleep off our drunkenness. I'm sorry the light starts to change, but like the sun is going down, but anyway, I need to finish the story. So where was I? So we get to the door of my room and I see both my shoes outside that door, and I'm like, what the fuck are my shoes doing there? And for some reason, me and my friend, we just died laughing. Like we just found that like so funny for some reason, maybe because we were still like drunk and we were like grabbing the shoes like on the floor, like what the fuck, like dying laughing. And then I was like, oh my god, like this girl thought that I needed my shoes, so she just like left them outside the door. But I was like, no, I needed her to jam one of my shoes so I could get into the room without waking her up. So I was like, oh well, my plan didn't work, I'll just like knock on the door and wake her up. She opens the door and I'm just like, girl, you didn't understand what I was trying to say. Anyway, we go into the room, both my roommates had taken over the beds. I was like, I'll just sleep on the couch, and these guys know like you can actually pull the couch like open and make a bed. So we did that and I completely passed out. Like I was so tired, so dizzy, so drunk. The next thing I remember is someone frantically knocking on the door like, guys, wake up, the police is here, you better be there now. And I'm just like, holy fucking shit, what happened? I wake up, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm still wearing the dress I wore to the party. I'm like my friends are like, what's going on? Like my friends like put on their shoes, I put on my shoes, like we go out the door and there's this staff member, I think she was like the main staff member there, and she's like, girls, there's a girl from Panama that's missing, the police is downstairs and they want to talk to you. And I'm just like, holy fucking shit, no way. And then she continues to say like, Daniela, if they smell alcohol in your breath, you're gonna be in big trouble, because of course in the fucking US you cannot drink legally until you're 21. Annoying. So we go downstairs, I'm freaking the fuck out, the police is there, both my roommates approach the police, I'm just like next to them being like, don't open your fucking mouth. And they start explaining like, yeah, this girl, blah blah blah. So turns out one of my roommates, she was staffing the program and she was in charge of room checks that night, especially the room that this girl that was missing was there. So basically she was the last person to see this girl alive. So she kept on and on saying about like the situation, like, yeah, I went into her room, I checked, she was there, it was fine, like I finished my round of room checks and I went back to my room and I slept, because like that's all I had to do. And I'm just thinking like, oh, you idiot, you should have reported that this girl was missing before. everything went out of control. But I was also thinking, like, come on, like, she's only been missing for a couple hours. She's probably just chilling in a friend's room. Like, this is the last day. Everyone's sad that they have to leave. Like, everyone just wants to be with their friends. And like, in the bottom of my mind, I was like screaming, like, you guys are taking this out of proportion. Like, she's probably here somewhere. She's probably in another room. Like, let's just make more room checks. She will appear. Like, come on. And as I'm thinking that, this fucking girl walks out of the elevator like, hey guys, what up? And I'm like, oh, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. She was there all along. Like, there was no fucking reason to call the police. So at this point, I'm thinking, I'm like, yes, thank God I'm safe. Like, I can go back to my room, sleep, and the night will be over. Me and my friends, they were like, we need to stay here for longer. Like, the directors told me, like, you guys are not going anywhere. So whatever, the police is taking her statement, they're doing their thing, and we just walked to the lobby. We were sitting in a couch, like, waiting to see what the fuck we were supposed to do. At this point, one of the directors, who like I truly appreciated, like, came up to me so fucking pissed, and he's like, Daniela, like, you fucked up, like, you broke the rules. There's no excuse for what you did. Because I was like, I can explain it. He's like, no, there's no excuse. You knew you couldn't have any guys in your room. Like, there's no excuse. You broke the rules. And I'm just like, fuck my life. So I just like stayed quiet. Like, I was like, yeah, I know, I'm sorry, like, blah blah blah, whatever. He kept on going on and saying, like, yeah, like, this is unacceptable, blah blah blah. And then like he leaves. I turn to my friends and they're like, shit, like, what the fuck, like, you just got caught. Because like every year, like, worse things happen and no one ever gets caught. And of course, just my fucking luck, like, this year I'm the one that gets caught, or so I thought. That night's over, I go back to my room, I sleep. Next morning, like, you could tell, like, every one of the staff members and the counselors, like, my friends, like the guys that were my age, we were all like so fucking scared. We were all like, what the fuck happened last night? Like, we're gonna get blacklisted, like, something bad is gonna happen. Like, and then I see one of my friends, one of the girls that drove back from the party with me, like, she's bawling her eyes out, like, she's so upset. At this point, like, right now I know what happened, but like at that point I have no idea what have happened. But like my friends told me, like, yeah, Daniela, like, you're not the only one that like got scolded at, because we all got caught. And I'm like, but how the fuck did we get caught? Like, when? And they're like, dude, the police was here. Of course they had to go through the entire security footage of that night. I'm like, oh fuck, of course they were looking for the girl. That meant they saw me laughing at my shoes and going into my room with a guy. And I'm like, fuck. And they're like, yeah, they also saw us like running away from some guys, like doing some shit in the hall. Like, I was like, well, that made me feel a bit better, but still I felt like shit. Like, it came to a point that I was crying as well, because I thought that was going to be the last program that I ever staffed with this company, and I'm like, fuck, no way. So that day everyone was just like going back home. I drove back to Monterrey with my friends, like feeling so shitty. And basically that's it. So moral of the story, lesson learned, I will never ever misbehave at a program again. Like, I was this close, or so I thought, of getting blacklisted, and I definitely don't want that to happen. So yeah, that's it. Finally, everyone knows the story, the entire story, at least my side of the story of what happened at this program. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry if this video got too long. I mean, but that's how my stories go. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. I hope it's finally the Cinque Terre vlog, because apparently we're going there this Saturday. So yeah, I'll see you soon. Mwah! Kisses till next time. Bye!
Alright, honey came in and she got me red-handed, creepy with the girl next door. Picture this, we were both butt naked, banging on the bathroom door.
You have yeah, and this time I don't want you like on your like your ass out on the video.